Share the channel some love. Watch my videos. Go to the comments, tell me how I can make my videos better, and what I should do in my videos to make them funnier, more dangerous. I don't know, whatever y'all want. But I'm usually just doing it for fans, usually. But that's usually what I'm doing for it. Plus the fact I need just a little bit of money. And apparently YouTube has decided to pay y'all, which I had found out. When I think it's when you reach like 1,000,000 subscribers.
1,000?
Yeah, 1,000. Not 1,000,000. Losing my mind already. 21st century and I forgot how the internet works.
Oh, 35th century.
I'm going to sum something up because he doesn't know about this, but you got to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time. That is the new YouTube policy, and there's another policy that they have just now started about stricter rules. So if you haven't looked at those videos, you might want to because it might affect you. But I'm going to put it back on him now.
Yeah, like my dad said, I did not know about these new policies for YouTube. All I knew is start the video, get paid. That's pretty much all I knew. But once I heard this new policy about 1,000 subscribers, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. It's a bit weird. And then my dad told me people are just, starting YouTube channels, doing a few videos to get money, and then quitting. And I'm like, okay, now it makes a bit sense. They have to put a little bit more effort into it before they can actually get money. And me, not only do I need money, but I actually want to be a full-time YouTuber. Because, you never know what's going to happen in the future. I could be one of the best YouTubers in the world. And no, I'm not talking about PewDiePie, because I do not like him. Y'all can hate me all you ever want. I do not like him.
PewDiePie doesn't even have no money on YouTube.
Yeah, he does. He's one of the most popular YouTubers in the world.
How? He does bad videos.
Yeah, that's what I said. And then that whole thing between T-Series and PewDiePie, I don't care about it. It's stupid. Just like that game, PUBG and Fortnite, I do not like those types of games where people just get all crazy about one game knowing that within about a month it's going to go down dead, no one's going to care, and barely a few people are actually going to play it after that amount of time. And here it was, I was right, it went dead. It's almost went dead quite a few times, and very few people still play it. Okay, stop messing with that.
No, it didn't. Fortnite got banned.
Well, still. Basically, my point is, don't get overexcited about a game that you know you're going to stop liking within a month. Because it's kind of stupid. Like, with games that have a series, I can understand you saying crazy about that game, because it has a series on it, and they keep updating and updating and updating and making the game better every single time they make a new one. Like Fallout. Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Fallout 3, and Fallout 4. Fallout Vegas. They made new ones constantly. And people love them. I mean, I probably am wrong, but people love them. Which made that game a lot more popular. Or Grand Theft Auto.
Ooh, I love that game.
They constantly made updates to that game. And eventually, today, it's one of the best role-play games in the world.
Vice City was the best.
Yeah.
Which one?
Vice City.
Oh, Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 5, Vice
Yeah.
City. That's the one we played at Jeremiah's.
No, the first one, Vice City for PlayStation 2.
Oh, we didn't play that one. We played for
PS4.
Yeah.
Nah, his was on Xbox, and it was the Today's Society Grand Theft Auto. But it has become one of the best role-play games you can get because of it. It's got a good bit of realism in it. And I mean a really good bit of realism. And there probably are better role-play games, and believe me, there probably are. But honestly, I prefer GTA just because it's got a better bit of realism and police Never use AI police if you're doing roleplay because it's stupid as all hell. And it's not a bad word.
That ain't. He'll be alright.
But, so, yeah, I'd honestly prefer GTA just because it's got a bit better quality of realism in it, and just because you can put 100 times more mods into it than you can with other games usually to make it about a bit better. And then another game that had a lot of evolution.
Always face the camera.
Another game that's had a lot of evolution is, what was it? Farming Sim. A lot of y'all probably know that game. If y'all watch YouTubers that do that, or you have the game and can't figure out how to work the machinery or where sell points are, from the first one to about 2019, I believe it is the last one they've made so far by Giants.
Didn't you get that one? You got that one, didn't you?
I got 2017. I don't have the 19. But I hear 19's got a lot better graphics. It's
Probably does.
It's like, yeah, it's a pretty good game, but they're probably going to update it
What,
again and make another one.
What is it, Farming Simulator 19?
No, it's, yeah, that one. I've got Farming Sim 17.
Yeah, you do have some.
But from the moment they came out on phones to consoles, I've always been playing the game. I love the game. And I like the way you can use the equipment. It feels natural to use the equipment in the way it's actually used, even though I'm using a freaking controller. But I did actually try something similar to farming, which I tried making some compost, which is actually going pretty well. If y'all want to see, compost is going well. This is what it looks like right about now, all black. Which, use that, put it in your grass, plants, whatever. Makes them grow better, helps them, and now you've spilled it. Spilled the juice everywhere. But yeah, that compost helps me out with a lot of things. I've got to get it about a bit bigger. So that'll, when I get it a bit bigger, I'll probably start selling it, because right now I don't have enough to sell.
Yeah, you do.
No, believe me, I don't. That probably will only have to be a pound or so. But, yeah, I'll probably start selling that when I get about probably up to here. Because I'm probably going to need the compost up to here just to sell it, to make enough of it. And believe me though, and any of y'all who don't know how to make compost, it's usually grass, clippings, leaves, food, dirt, rocks, no, not rocks, mud. And then if you want things to help your compost, get worms, ants, bugs, roaches, stuff like that. It all helps your compost. But you don't want to have a lot of bugs in your compost, because if you put the food in there, all those bugs are going to have that food gone before it even rots. So you want, and if you are putting food in there, you want to make sure it's a very high quality, well, not high quality, just a bunch of food, like about a bin full of food. So even if the insects do get a hold of it, they can't eat it all in about a week. And by a week, it'll probably all be rotted. Then you gotta mix your compost up, get it stirred, and then put some more grass clippings, leaves, mud, dirt, and then food on again. Let that stuff decay and then flip it again. So pretty simple. And then if you want to keep it real nice and moist, I usually have that, I usually leave it in that slide. When I first start making it, I'd put it in that slide, which was where this thing came in over here. If y'all just want to see this. that's where this came in. I hooked this up to the lawnmower and somehow it is rusting and it's plastic. But I put this on the mower and I'd fill it about up to here. And then I'd pull the lawnmower up right there. I'd dump it in here. And then I'd use this hoe here before its stang actually came off, which kind of fell into that ant bed behind my dad. It's on the tree. But that's what I poured into here. I'd use this, I'd spread it out. And then I'd leave it there to dry out, and then when it rained, it'd fill up. If y'all want to come see how that looks. It's a bit green because I used stuff put in here, which y'all can probably see. It's got a lot of leaves at the bottom here. And when this stuff starts moving, it settles a little bit. Then it stops getting muddy and pure, non-see-through like that does. But when you stir it up, you can clearly see there's still a bunch of dirt at the bottom of that. And same with this wheelbarrow. It's got, you can actually see the leaves in the bottom of this one, which, you know, you'll get the idea. And then with the rake, last time this thing froze over, it was a big problem to try and get this rake out, and I mean big problem, because the rake was literally sitting like this, and and from the bottom of this slide all the way up was frozen completely, like all where it had been wet, and then it got so cold and not the whole slide froze. Same with the wheelbarrow, same with that bucket over there, which is where I make most of my elixirs. Put into this wheelbarrow here. I'll take the elixirs from that bucket, put them in this wheelbarrow, fill this wheelbarrow up with water, and I now use this to stir it. And then I dump it into this slide here when the compost was in it, and then when after like a certain amount of months, like about 2 months, I'd usually wait. I'd come out here, I'd remove this rake. I'd remove the rake, I'd pick the slide up, and I'd flip it. And then the compost would all slide out into this area here, which is what I've got those chairs for. Those chairs help to actually contain this stuff, because if it goes like too far, like too much, all I have to do is that, which y'all can probably tell under there, as y'all see all the flies and stuff coming out of there. It's pretty moist.
Are those eggs?
No. But I scoop it up, see, it's real black right there, because it's real moist under here. Because when this fills up with rain, I don't come out here and flip it, usually, because it needs to get that water soaked in. So I just let it sit there soaking and soaking back here. Down here. And now, thanks to me doing that, it has decided, I'll touch that. I seriously would not touch that if I were you.
Wow.
Trust me. But now, because of me doing that, plants are deciding to grow in it, which is usually a good thing, because when I flip it...
Wait, plants are growing inside of it?
Yeah. These are nutritious plants for this compost, exactly. These types of plants here, if y'all can't see this too clearly, there's the plant right there. This type of plant specifically helps this compost in more ways than one. One, well, I'm only going to give you like one way, just to show you what I mean. Mostly, the most way it helps, or the best way, I should say, is with the bugs. When the bugs smell this compost, they will come running to it. they will eat part of that plant. I mean, it's not gonna help that you put it back in after you picked it, but
why does it have that?
it's a root. It was growing. So when the bugs smell these plants, they will come eat them. And when they eat them, they produce what's it called? Poop and other things in this compost, which the compost will take. It will decay it because of all the amount of decomposers that is in this, which, believe me, I could not tell you.
It stank.
It's not this that stunk, it's the water from being under this compost for several years or months. It makes it smell very bad, because y'all should know, if y'all want to get into composting, and you decide to do something similar, I wouldn't sit there, you might get your butt wet. If y'all decide to do something similar like this, use your mower, get a slide, get your mower. If it's a bagging mower, put your bag on it. Dump it all here, like after you've done a few laps. Should be very, very full. Now, this pile used to be a lot bigger, but because it's decayed so much over the year, it's been there for 2 years. Since it's decayed so much, it's gotten a lot smaller. Because it used to be about up to here.
It was.
But since it's decayed so much and it's rained so much, all that's gotten moist and it's started to die down a bit. But if I can get our lawnmower fixed, I can get back to putting that grass cuttings and food and all that there. And I usually use an ant bed. I scoop out an ant bed, put it in there, and I find a few bugs in the house, dump them on.
Bugs in there.
Like roaches. Don't matter whether they're outside or inside. They're roaches, they're bugs. Find them anywhere. Roly-polies, worms, stuff like that. I put them on there with the decomposing leaves, grass, dirt. And then, like I showed y'all earlier, this would fill up with water underneath that compost. And it'd get really, really liquefied. And then I'd lift the slide up and it'd all fall onto this pile here. And then I'd usually use this thing or that raker out there, which I kind of need to put back in. But I'd either use that or this right here to finish scooping it out and put it on top of that pile. And when I did that, I'd let that decay, and then, believe me, when I dumped it, it did not smell good at all. It was, honestly, the smell didn't bother me because I've been doing it for a while. I mean, it bothered me the first 2 times, but after I got used to it, it didn't really bother me. But like my sister said, she came out here one day, trying to get me for something, and the minute she walked out the door, I thought, whoo! She did not like the smell. So I must warn you, if you decide to get into composting, you want to get used to the smell as quick as possible, so you want to do it not so often to where the compost doesn't have time to decay in its holding bin before you put it on the ground. Because when I decided to do that over there, I never gave it time to decompose, and I decided to move it into another area before it actually finished decomposing, which was a bad idea on my part because the compost became terrible and I had to get rid of it. So I did. So I started that new area right there, which, since it's made of rock, underneath all that compost, no ants, or if I managed to pick up the queen in the ant bed that I scooped up, because that happened once. I actually got the queen, which she was huge. I mean huge. But when I got her picked up, I knew that colony's gonna last a while, and they could expand throughout that whole slide, but, you know, ants are actually very smart, intelligent critters, and they were able to tell where the water was and where it was deepest to where they could not walk around. But considering they're very lightweight, they can walk across the water, which I have found out recently thanks to a YouTube channel I watch. That is all about ants, which y'all would know it as Ants Canada or AC Family, I don't know. But, yeah, that, and then these farming channels, machine channels, they've all helped me out through this, to where I was able to actually figure out how to make compost, get it to work, stay good, stay nice and moist, dark, which is usually what you want. You want it to be a dark, dark, dark color, dark black. And when it's that dark black, like I showed y'all earlier, or if y'all don't remember, I'll show you again real quick. But you want it to be a dark, dark color, which shows that the compost is healthy. Which, if y'all don't know what I mean by that, you'll have to look something like that. When it looks like that, you've got healthy compost. It's hard, fall apart easy. That's what you want the compost to be like. And yeah, I may warn you, your hands are gonna be a bit dirty, but if you're a boy doing this, and yeah, you're a boy, you're supposed to get filthy, so don't wear gloves. If you're a girl that likes dirt, no judge, do what you love. But, yeah, how and where and when you do the compost, where you put it, and when you do it is the most important, because you start too early or too soon, your compost isn't going to turn out right. It's going to be very dry. It's not going to be moist and dark. It's going to be very dry and brown, which is a big sign that your compost is unhealthy. And when your compost is unhealthy and you're not able to fix it within about 2 weeks, then you just got to screw the whole compost and get rid of it. So what I did was I usually started in spring, which I had a bunch. Mostly I just started out last summer, just mowing the lawn repeatedly. Got a bunch of grass clippings, put it in there, and when it got to spring, started putting a bunch of food in as well. And then when I put that food in, that dirt in, those ants in, worms, bugs, all that stuff, I knew it was decomposing better, because one, you need them worms, because they good for the compost. They're very good. But then you also got to make sure that when you do it, if you're gonna do it in spring, you got to make sure you're gonna get a bunch of rain, because your compost is gonna need a bunch of rain and a bunch of water in the spring if you plan to do it then. If you plan to do it in the summer, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just gonna dry out faster, so you're gonna need to water it yourself more than anything, which is what I had to do with that blue bin over there, which was a pain to carry. But anyway, and then if y'all want to see what happened to the piece of the hoe, it's right in there. Here's that. But I'm gonna put it back in that anthill because I'm not getting bit. That's the piece that went to that hoe right there. It came off, and I just decided to slam it into an ant bed and let them call it home. So I wouldn't pick that up because they're a bit mad right now. But anyway, that piece of the hoe, when it was attached to the handle, I'd jab it into the ant bed and I'd hold it like this and pull out the dirt, and I'd toss it right there in that bin, or slide, but I call it a bin. So I'd put the ants there, like I said. They'd make it home, find food, which they got that pretty often, because I